Hi everyone, and welcome back to my kitchen. I'm really excited to share with you guys today my coffee cake with chantilly cream. Now, I've had this recipe for years and years. It's actually one of the first cakes I made when I first started baking, and I've had this recipe on the blog for quite some time. But today I wanted to revamp that cake recipe and reshare with you guys because I absolutely love this cake. We're going to start out with a not too sweet coffee sponge cake and then make that prune coffee espresso brandy filling. We're going to add some dulce de leche and then of course the chantilly cream. This cake creation is just so light and airy, not too sweet, and it's the perfect cake to enjoy after dinner for dessert. Let's start things out with that coffee flavored sponge cake. Into my stand mixer bowl, I'm going to add 7 large eggs, 3/4 cup of white granulated sugar, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then whisk this all together on high speed for about 7 to 8 minutes until those eggs are really voluminous and pale in color. For my dry ingredients, I've measured out 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, and I'm going to add in 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Just toss that together. Sift the dry ingredients into the eggs a little bit at a time. You want to make sure that you're not getting any clumps. And then fold gently but thoroughly after each addition. And I like to scrape through the bottom of the bowl to make sure that I get all that flour incorporated. And once all your flour is added, pour in 1/2 cup of melted butter and 2 tablespoons of instant coffee powder. And then gently fold all that into the batter. I've lined 2 8-inch cake rounds with parchment paper, and I'm going to divide this batter evenly between the 2 pans. I also have my oven preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and the cake layers will bake for about 20-22 minutes until that top is golden brown. While my layers are baking and cooling, I'm going to get started on the filling. I have 1 cup of diced dried prunes. Drop them into a small saucepan and then add in 1/2 cup of coffee. 1/3 cup of brandy, you can also use cognac or gold rum. And 1 cup of orange juice. And then bring this mixture up to a boil over medium-high heat and cook for about 12 to 15 minutes. You want the filling to be nicely thickened. And now onto the cream. I'll be using 3 cups of chilled heavy cream. Pour that into a large stand mixer bowl. Add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And I'm going to whisk the cream on low speed first and gradually add in about 2 to 3 cups of confectioner's sugar. And then continue whisking the cream until you get a light and fluffy whipped cream. Once your cake layers are completely cooled, you'll want to grab a long serrated knife and then split each layer in half. And before I start assembling my cake, I have just one last thing to prepare, and that's my syrup. For that, all you need is coffee and some more brandy or cognac. Just place the coffee into a dispenser bottle or a small bowl, and then add a few tablespoons of the brandy. And sponge cakes tend to be a little on the dry side, so the syrup is going to make the cake layer really nice and moist. Then add a couple tablespoons of dulce de leche. And I place mine into the microwave for a few seconds to soften it up a little bit so it's easier to spread. Transfer some of the cream into a pastry bag and then pipe a barrier border around the edge of the cake, and this will just keep all that prune filling in the center. And add more cream on top. And then use the remaining cream to frost the top and sides of the cake. I'm going to add some shaved chocolate on the sides of this cake for garnish. And for that, all you need is a large baking bar and a peeler, and then just shave the chocolate onto a tray. And then gently press that chocolate into the sides of the cake. And use the remaining cream to garnish the top. And garnish the top with a coffee-flavored chocolate bar. When you're making this at home, let this cake chill for a couple hours in the refrigerator to allow it to set up completely. I'm going to slice into it right now so you guys can see what it looks like on the inside. Check that out, guys. Doesn't that look simply gorgeous? Absolutely stunning on the inside there. So you've got the layers of the cream, that prune, coffee, orange filling. This is going to be such a delicious cake. Isn't this coffee cake absolutely stunning? It's going to be perfect for any special occasion or if you're hosting a special dinner. Now it's time to dig in and enjoy this, and every single time I make this, I just remind myself how much I love this cake. The flavor of it never gets old. This cake is a real treat to enjoy. I absolutely love the light and airy texture of this cake. Starting with that sponge cake, it's really light and fluffy, and it's also soaked up some of that coffee and brandy syrup. Love the coffee flavor in here. And then you also have that light and fluffy chantilly cream, and that filling with that prune and the oranges is so good. It's a little tart, which just adds even more flavor to this amazing cake. You guys are in for a real treat with this one. For this recipe, head down into my video description box where I've left a link. You can go over to my blog, you can print this recipe off, save it for yourself for later, and of course share it with all your family and friends. I hope you guys enjoyed this cake recipe as much as I have over the years. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.